Coming up next on Small Town Big Deal, we find out who helps harness the power of the famous Clydesdales.
Did you see the pain on my face?
And we're off to Kentucky to see the biggest bowling ball company in the world.
Why? Because that's how we roll.
Then we'll meet a remarkable young man who started a non-profit organization to help those in need.
Welcome to Small Town Big Deal. I'm Rodney Miller.
And I'm Jan Carl.
And we're in Huntsville, Ohio. And Jan, I think this is the first time we've ever opened a show on a horse carriage.
Definitely is. What I want everybody to see and notice is the beautiful harness connected to it. It's that and the unbelievable American craftsmanship that's brought us here today.
Yep.
Let's go, Irish.
Come on, buddy.
When Garnett and Bee Shanahan started their harness company in 1968, they never dreamed their harnesses would one day grace the necks of the legendary Anheuser-Busch Clydesdales.
Garnett is now gone, but left a legacy that his son Dan carries on with pride, with his wife Christy and Miss Bee still adding her love and support.
Today, one reason the Shanahans know what makes a good harness is because they raise their own competition show horses who wear them.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Somehow, I don't know, I thought we'd catch you in the barn. Who's this?
This is Cash.
Cash.
Hi, Cash.
Cash is 3 years old, and everyone in here except for Irish back here is 4 years old or younger. So we have a young group here. This is the 4-year-old, and this one's down our one or two.
Sorry, you know what? Look at you smiling for the camera. Is this the ham?
Cash is a great visitor. He
This
really.
is the ham of the group. That was awesome.
When you go to a competition, what exactly are they judging?
They want it all to look like one unit.
So it's better to have them all about the same age and grow up together as opposed to bringing in this one or this one or this.
Sometimes the veteran is a godsend, like right there doing what he was supposed to do. So that's pretty important as well.
So there is something to be said for older, wiser.
Absolutely, it's very much appreciated.
I'll take wiser, since that's obviously what she was talking about.
The Shanahans led us out of the barn and into their harness company and machine shop, where time has not changed the artisan quality of making fine leather horse gear.
So there's a lot of machining we do. There's a lot of stuff we do before we even get into the leather part of it.
That would look cool if it said Small Town Big Deal.
And this here is the patent leather,
Okay.
and it has a sprayed on finish.
I was gonna like, what is
That looks like it's painted.
How they make it is they sanded it real well, and they've got it as smooth as they could get it, and they put it in a total dust-free environment, and then they spray on this finish.
It's got to be really pliable so
It
it can
is,
move.
yeah.
kind of like my jeans? They kind of mold to me eventually, unless I stick them in the dryer, which I don't do.
The problem is the mold keeps changing.
So these are the sewing machines, and these are United British sewing machine. I really don't know, but I assume it's about 120 years old.
So you're doing the inside one
We'll
first.
do the inside first.
Are you pushing it?
No, it's feeding itself. Okay, you guys want to give it a try?
No, are you serious? I thought you were kidding.
try it, Jan. No, you gotta, you're steadier. You try it first.
Rodney's just pretending to be a gentleman. He's making me go first because he's afraid that he's going to be the first one to mess up Dan's really good leather.
Well, that's good.
Oh.
You're doing perfect. Okay. Oh my. This is the gas.
Yep. So you can just kind of steady it with your hand if you want, or I can. Now you can just do it by hand if you want. Nice.
Did you see the pain on my face? I've done some challenging and even dangerous things in my life, but for some reason, sewing that harness was nerve-wracking.
You can't have a harness without a carriage, and the Shanahan farm has a bounty of models, from the elegant vintage stagecoach to unique one-of-a-kind wagons. Never happy just sitting on the sidelines, Rodney and I wanted to try out our skills with the horse and carriage.
You're pretty good.
Look, it's a little different than many moons ago with the little Shetland pony on Grandma and Grandpa's farm.
We rode over to the bed and breakfast run by Beatrice Shanahan. This was a great place to stay while we did the story. And Miss B, well, she has stories of her own.
That feeling when you see that hitch come into the show ring, and that's Shanahan harness.
Yeah, and you hear that jingle.
Yeah. Can you describe what you feel inside?
Oh, it's wonderful. And when they play that music and those horses come in, I mean, it does something for the temper.
It's kind of giving me goosebumps right now.
I totally have goosebumps on my arms and my legs.
Visiting the Shanahans today showed us once again how sweet it is to live on a family farm, doing what you love with a legacy of excellence and pride.
Good job, Irish. Good boy. Yeah, you too.
Coming up next on Small Town Big Deal.
Woo!
We head down to Kentucky to the small town that makes 60% of the world's bowling balls. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Small Town Big Deal.
On a recent trip across Kentucky on Old Highway 68, we were passing through the town of Hopkinsville, population about 30,000, when it hit me.
Haven't you ever pondered how bowling balls are made?
Don't think I ever have.
Well, it must have been our lucky day, because Hopkinsville is home to Ebonite International, one of the largest bowling ball manufacturers in the world.
About how many bowling balls do you produce a day?
We make about 2,000 balls a day.
Wow.
Kathy Bivens is the Research and Development Manager for Ebonite.
I mean, making 2,000 balls a day, that kind of surprises me, actually, because I think of a bowling ball and it doesn't wear out.
Well, and it's not really that they wear out. They just, over time, people want the latest and greatest and the newest. And plus, we ship balls all over the world.
In fact, this very factory produces a whopping 60% of all the world's bowling balls.
Bowling, in its earliest form, is thought to date back over 3,000 years to ancient Egypt.
Originally played outdoors, it became all the rage in England during the reign of King Henry VIII and later morphed into lawn bowling.
By the mid-1800s, the sport wound up on our shores and moved indoors, where its popularity skyrocketed.
This is how a bowling ball begins?
It is. That is the inner core, kind of like the engine of the bowling ball. It starts with the different core shapes.
Can you believe that they used to not have holes? People would bowl with like wooden balls.
You need big hands, I guess.
Well, or two hands. This is heavy. If I worked here, I'd have better arms. But wait, show it this way.
What does the name Ebonite mean?
Ebonite means hard rubber, because bowling balls, you know, when Ebonite was started, that's what they were made out of. They were made out of a rubber material, so Ebonite actually means rubber.
Today's balls are made from a complex blend of resins and polymers in a multi-step process that had my head spinning like a bowling ball.
This is what we call a locator pin, and that helps us know what orientation that core is in.
So it's kind of like its belly button.
Yeah, there you go. I like that. I like that.
That's one of the things I love about this show, is you always learn something new. I'm queen of the bowling ball!
All right, Your Highness. So, after the molds are poured and the bowling balls cured, they're sanded and then polished.
Most of us like balls that look polished because, you know, they're prettier, but there are a lot of balls that are just sanded. They don't get the polish.
You like your balls to grip the lane better, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you need a ball that does that.
Yeah, because you know, I have such control over it.
Right.
It goes exactly where I want it to go.
Well, it's not the bowler, it's the ball. You just need a really good ball.
You know, I have not had an Ebonite international
it.
ball. I think that's my problem.
That's it, I agree.
That's definitely got to be it.
Yeah. How about you?
I would say it's your problem. Me too. We need to check this out firsthand. So where can we try our hand at one of your balls?
Well, we've actually got a test center right down the road, so we can go throw a couple balls and see how it works.
What do you think, Jan?
You like a bowling alley?
We do.
Oh, yeah. Do you have those bumpers, though?
Nah.
You don't need bumpers. Come on.
I'm just saying, when you have to use the bumpers, you're one of the world's worst bowlers.
You know, Jan is always trying to lower expectations. I'm thinking we should have like a little two-frame game with a little wager on
Yeah, I was
it.
going to say that meant a bet.
Okay, just a little two-frame match. You know, this should be a piece of cake. Just not sure who for. Yeah,
I didn't hit a gunner. Yee!
good job. Those hadn't bowled in a
I
long
thought that
time.
was going to be mine. Oh, yeah. I think I smell victory. Woo!
I feel $50 leaving me. I think I smell something else.
After a lucky throw, Rodney had one last chance to redeem himself.
Damn.
15 to 10.
Woo! I think the recruits are going to be calling.
Coming up next, we travel to Delaware to meet an amazing 12-year-old who's making a real difference in his hometown.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
This next story is about a remarkable 12-year-old named Braden Mannering from Newark, Delaware. At the age of 10, he started a nonprofit to help the local homeless community. And if that isn't impressive enough, get this. He's been invited to speak at the White House twice.
We caught up with Braden at Kirk Middle School, where we heard he was going to deliver a speech about his nonprofit and ways everyone can get involved.
And at this time, I'd like to call Braden up to talk to you guys.
I started Brady's Brown Bags when I was 9 years old. It was an easy way for me to help homeless people I saw on the street. I would pack a bag, keep it in my mom's car, and have it with me while we were out. I think the best thing we can do for each other is to encourage and empower everyone to be involved in service and helping others.
You know, to steal a few thoughts from Martin Luther King, I think he can tell a lot about the content of someone's character or the content of their speech. And boy, Braden's speech was spot on. Good job.
Put an insert in, 3 snacks.
What's nice is after the speech, the kids get to get involved. You could tell when they were packing those bags, they knew they were doing something important.
Pretty excited about this.
And your very own water. That's awesome.
I might have helped you just a little bit there.
Way to go. All right.
Plans for the club and for you now that you've been inspired
Yeah.
by Braden.
Well, I want to go to shelters, homeless people, talk to little kids, tell them not to give up on their dreams.
So when you saw the kids today and listening and participating, what is your hope for the students at the school?
Well, I hope that they'll take the spirit of Braden's project and you can see what he brings to the table, his commitment and his family's commitment to this work. And I just hope that they'll be inspired by him. And I think I saw a few times today when that was already happening. Maybe this is something that Braden can even take beyond Delaware to, throughout the country.
We packed up the car with all the bags and headed to the Empowerment Center, a local ministry and soup kitchen in downtown Newark.
Hi.
It was simply amazing to watch Braden quickly spring into action, handing out bags and shaking hands with the men and women.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
It's just a simple brown bag with food and water. But looking at the faces of these men, accepting this from someone just a fraction of their age, tells the whole story.
This kid is kind of awesome. I mean, he's going out of his way to make sure that people that are less fortunate have a little something to eat, some soap, a toothbrush. Pleasure, man. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jan and I wanted to see the operations of Braised Bags, and boy, were we surprised to learn that they operate entirely out of their home.
So, Christy, we're kind of at ground zero, I guess, but it happens to be in your basement, so this is kind of where it all happens?
Yes. So this is our general assembly line here for Braised Brown Bags, but everything is here except for the water bottles, which we store at my grandma's house in her garage, all 5,000 of them.
Wow, so it really is a family project.
Yes, it is. We have support from all of our family.
So tell us about that dinner at the White House.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty amazing that you've dined with the First Lady.
So Braden won the Healthy Lunchtime Challenge, and the prize was to go to the White House, and we were seated with the First Lady. So he starts to tell her about the Mud Run. He ran the Mud Run Junior with other kids and got all dirty and was raising money for leukemia research. So she was really excited about that. So she asked questions, which was cool. So he was excited to talk about that. So then at the end, she said, well, while you're going through your summer, while you're having fun, while you're doing these things, think about ways you can pay it forward.
So you've got your whole family helping you, huh? Mm-hmm. Are they pretty good workers?
Yeah, the only problem is I have a lot of siblings and they're younger, and sometimes they don't always like to do it because they're tired or they want to play games. But
it's hard being the mature one. I know.
Yeah, right.
You know, I know Braden's appreciative for anybody who writes a check or throws in a dollar bill to help him. It's kind of nice that he's willing to do all the hard work and the heavy lifting.
So, Braden, how do you inspire other kids? How do you go about that?
Well, I say how that they are already doing something really big, which is being themselves, but dream bigger.
Do you know what Rodney said earlier? He said that you've already been to the White House a couple of times, but he looks forward to the day when he sees you living there year-round. What do you think?
I hear that a lot. It's not the first time I've heard it, and I think that it might be true.
Oh, so Mr. President has a nice ring to it? Yeah?
Yeah.
Small Town Big Deal is excited to bring you stories of remarkable people making a difference in their communities.
You know, I think someday I'll get to vote for Braden for president.
I think so, because his mom said that's the first time she's heard him say, maybe.
Hey, and did you ever think how much goes into making a bowling ball?
I never did, and if I had, I would have thought they were all round in the middle. Wouldn't you?
Just goes to show you never know what you're going to find in a small town.
It's true. And Shanahan Harnesses. After seeing that amazing craftsmanship, I am not surprised that they dress all the Budweiser Clydesdale. I hope you like these stories as much as we love bringing them to you. And if you do, like us on Facebook.
I'm Rodney Miller.
And I'm Jan Carl.
Join us again next week when once again we celebrate the great stories from across America.
Well, how much for those that guarantee the strikes?
300.
Wait, that was funny.
I think I know our problem. We're playing with a $50 ball.
That's it. You need a good ebonite ball.
That's right. That's right. Oh my goodness. Yep, this is for me. Missouri Tiger colors. So in 23 years, we can vote for you. Of course, we have to live that long. But otherwise, then I think you already have 2 votes already.